5. Happy new moon, everybody. It's the first new moon of 2019. Are you excited? I am so excited to be here with you. Hello, hello, hello. We are together under a beautiful Capricorn new moon, which is all about setting intentions for achievement. Tonight's about what you're going to make happen in 2019. So no pressure. But honestly, if you've been really thinking about, yay, you're ready to go too. If you've been really thinking about, what is this year going to be for you? What are you going to create? What are you going to design? What are you going to manifest? What are you going to birth? Some of you are birthing babies. Some of you are birthing new projects or new ideas at work. Some of you are birthing new relationships. And I'm so excited for you. There's so much fun energy. And so it is an opportunity for us under the light of this new moon, or the lack of light of this new moon in Capricorn, because Capricorn is the sign of achievement. Achievement. My North Node is in Capricorn, as I was mentioning earlier, which is all about what you're gonna birth, what you're gonna create. Capricorn doesn't rest until it's successful. And it's a heavy mantle, for those of you with Sun in Capricorn or Moon in Capricorn or North Node like me in Capricorn, it's a lot to hold, And so it's like, be patient with yourself as you move through this journey, right? You have time, take a breath. But what an incredible way to start 2019. With a new moon in the sign that governs success. Like, what a beautiful place to begin. I think I'm going to say this is symbolic, right? So many of you have Capricorn energy, right? And look at all the achievements that you're talking about in the feed too, right? And even if you have a partner who's got Cappy energy, right? Or you've got kids with Cappy energy, Capricorn energy, then, be sensitive to that too. Because for Capricorns, this new moon feels like kind of a radical kick in the pants. This is like go do, especially with Mars and Aries. Mars is the planet that governs the divine masculine. And so everything that's in us that's direct and forward moving has this momentum right now. Take advantage of tonight. So tonight's ritual is our Lineage Ritual. This is our candle if you have your kit. I know a lot of you do. This is our candle. We're working with elephant spirit medicine tonight. So each new moon this year, we're working with one different, spirit animal. And tonight we're beginning with elephant. Elephant has so much aligned with Capricorn. It has strength, it has memory, it has commitment, it has resilience, it has beauty, it has power, it has sovereignty. And so tonight, those are all my wishes for you. My wish is that you have the strength, the memory, the lineage, the resilience, and the sovereignty that you need to make all of your dreams come true in 2019. Interesting. Ana Garza said she had a dream recently of an elephant with a third eye. One of my dear friends, Momo, who owns Mercurius, which is one of my favorite jewelry design houses in the world. If you're not familiar with Mercurius Designs, you need to go Google it later. Stay with me now, but go back and look at it later. Momo showed me last year he had an elephant carved, I think it was out of sugilite. I can't remember exactly what stone it was carved out of, and it had a gemstone in its third eye. It was like Ganesha with a little crystal magic at the third eye. So beautiful. So when you said that, Anna, it brought back that memory of seeing Momo's stone. I actually think I posted a picture of it from Tucson last year. So if you're with me, you might have seen that little treasure. Isn't Momo great? Momo! I'm going to be seeing Momo in a couple of weeks in Tucson, so I'm excited about that. All right. So tonight, here's what tonight's about. Are you ready? Tonight's meditation is, I'm going to take you back in your lineage, down the maternal line, to figure out what you are carrying in your maternal lineage, what dreams, what visions, what possibilities you're carrying that you are meant to bring through in this lifetime, to get a little direction from the feminine. Then I'm going to take you, and we have different incenses, do you remember? So we have our feminine incense that we're going to burn as we connect with the feminine lineage, the maternal line, what they call the matrilinea from Latin, which just means the mother line. Then we're going to take you down the patrilinea, the father line, the masculine lineage, to ask the same question. What gifts, what possibilities, what aspects of the lineage are you here to birth? I really believe that your grandparents chose you. I believe our parents choose us, but I also think the grandparents and the great-grandparents and the great-great-grandparents. And I was sharing a story earlier, but I'll share it here with you again now, because some of you may not have been there when I was live on Facebook earlier. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter if your parents are alive tonight, and it doesn't matter if you had a good relationship with them. And that may sound crazy, but it does not matter. Do you know why? Because that was the energy of this particular lifetime, which is about this big compared to your lineage. Okay, so you don't have to move into healed relationship with your lineage. You don't have to speak to them. You don't even have to like them. Okay, what you might find in doing lineage work, however, this has been my experience, and if you're adopted, you're gonna still connect into your lineage. Energetically, your lineage is your lineage, and I believe you have a material lineage, meaning the people who birthed you, people who had sex and made you, okay, and maybe, and birthed you, and then you have the people who maybe caretook you in this lifetime. That's still part of your material lineage, right? I always say adoptive parents, to me, are the energetic heroes of the universe, because they signed up to caretake a soul that they did not birth themselves. I absolutely, when I think about the people on this planet that I want to bow down to for a minute, it's adoptive parents, because that's a very unique kind of soul contract. Just as powerful, by the way, right? That is still part of your lineage. And so when you think about lineage work, don't leave out those adoptive parents, because they're part of the contract too. And I absolutely believe, just based on working with thousands of people now in my work as Sage Goddess, I absolutely believe, given what I've seen and experienced, I think that the birth parents, before conception, I think birth parents and adoptive parents have a contract too. And it may sound something like, I'm going to bring this child through, but I can't take it to the finish line. Are you willing to come through and help? And I think I'm going to cry. This is so emotional for me. And I'm not adopted, and I'm not even an adoptive parent, but because I've seen so much of this magic, I bow to it. And then I think about the adoptive parents on the other side saying, yes, I will. I'll come through and I'll help you. And I'll treat that child like it's my own. It's so beautiful, right? When you really think about it like that. So if you're an adopted child, God bless you. And if you're an adoptive parent, bless you double, because you've signed up for a very unique contract, and we're just really in gratitude to you. They're still part of your material lineage. And then you have a DNA, a spiritual DNA, a spiritual lineage, which is, and this is where it gets overwhelming. That is every place your soul has incarnated and passed away, and incarnated and passed away, and incarnated and passed away, and incarnated. You have so many bones across this planet, buried in all different locations, right? And so that's your soul lineage. And so you have not only where you've been in this lifetime, and your mother and your father, and you know what, maybe they totally screwed it up. I'm not saying that that's not the case. But I am saying, when you think about your lineage, open the aperture of your lens, okay? Because you might be thinking way too small, and the way the universe operates, it's all of that plus, okay? And then you have to think not just about your parents or your adoptive parents, and some of us have friends who've become parents, right? Like my husband, the people he considers really like his parents are the parents of a good friend of his from childhood who kind of took him in at a certain point. Are they not parents? Have they not mentored him? Have they not supported him? Have they not loved him? They have, to a certain extent, almost as if he was their child. And so don't they get credit? And yet they don't fall in the bucket of mother, father, adoptive parent. There's something else. There are other categories of people who come in to love you, and I think that's a soul contract too. And so you have, it's overwhelming to think about, but you have a massive lineage. Maybe you lived in Sumeria and died there. Maybe you lived in Egypt and died there. Maybe you lived in South America and died there. And then you lived in Tibet and you died there. And so your soul knows all these places intuitively. Or maybe this is one of your first incarnations, and so you're kind of new to the game. Doesn't mean your lineage is small. Your lineage is still really vast, and it's important to think about. So tonight, we are activating all of it. So I want to talk to you about the tools. I want to talk to you a little bit more about the spirit animal medicine of elephant, which I think is really relevant. Isn't that interesting? Look at the feed, right? Sarah Jewell said, I was blessed that my friend's parents did that for me. And she now calls them mom and dad, and they've passed, right? So it's like, how beautiful that is. It takes a village to take care of us. And sometimes the people who sister us and brother us also mother us and father us. Do you know what I mean? Like some of the people I think of as sort of my brothers and sisters in this life, sometimes I love them like a mother. Now, I have a very maternal energy, and I do think a lot of people come to me and receive that energy from me in that way, and I give it really freely. And so, you know, I show up as a mother for a lot of people, even though I only have 2 biological children in this lifetime. I think of myself as having an extensive sort of maternal lineage, if that makes sense. It's really interesting. Okay, so this is our candle. Like I said, with our elephant spirit animal medicine, we're using Trace perfume tonight. Do you get it? Like trace the lineage. That's what we're doing. Which is rose, sandalwood, and ginger. It's my favorite new moon perfume to date. I don't know if you liked it or loved it, but I absolutely, like, I was getting turned on by myself, which is always an interesting thing when that happens, right? You turn yourself on from your perfume. And then you have your gemstones. So you have natural Turritella agate, which is actually a fossil, right? Those are all little creatures in there. And you have leopard skin jasper. These are 2 of the most powerful stones in shamanism, by the way. These are thought to help you cross dimensions to access other realms of awareness. And then you have stromatolite, which is a really important stone of accessing wisdom, integrating wisdom, and then releasing resistance and fear and anxiety. This helps you settle into your deeper knowing. I'm going to tell you something. Just holding this stone calms me. To me, this is one of the most, stromatolite is one of the most powerful anti-anxiety stones. Have you guys had the experience working with it in your kit? Because that's always my experience of stromatolite. So if you have anxiety, there are a couple stones that are really good. Lepidolite's amazing for anxiety because it's myconized lithium, so it really has kind of the literal medicinal properties. Then you can work with hypersthene, which balances brain chemistry, and then stromatolite, which helps you to sit down fear and sit down resistance and sort of move into a deeper state of surrender and allowing. Lovely Angel says, I have Moldavite. Is that okay to use? I always use Moldavite. I always have my Moldavite ring on. The thing you have to know about Moldavite is it's interdimensional, right? It comes from, it's extraterrestrial. And so it can send you flying a little bit. But it may deepen your meditation tonight. And so I would say explore it, you know. What's good for vertigo, Mary, is kyanite, which actually is in next month's set. By the way, this bracelet, did you see, is your free gift with next month's new moon set. We're doing zebra medicine next month. I'm so excited. Zebra medicine is all about authenticity and power and recognizing how unique and beautiful you are. And this bracelet and kyanite are 2 of the tools that come in the February kit. By the way, I have the most amazing, and I'll tell you more about this at the end, Enter to Win giveaway. One person who buys a new moon kit today is going to receive this entire box, bejeweled box, full of tools to help you manifest in 2019. It has a huge double terminated, look at that, Super 7 crystal. It has the most incredible smoky quartz to help you transmute any energies that prevent your manifestation. It has a citrine necklace to help you manifest prosperity. It has a yellow fluorite crystal to help you manifest prosperity. It has a rutilated quartz ring for transformation. It has 3 perfume, which is my brand new 2019 perfume. And then it has a full set of temple tea lights to help you meditate on what you need to manifest. It's a $300 value, and it's going to be given away to one person who purchases the February new moon kit today. I know. It's one of the biggest enter to wins I've ever done. So if you want to enter to win that, you have till midnight Pacific time tonight to get your new moon kit if you haven't already. I know, we cherry picked all of those things. Isn't it gorgeous? So some lucky person. And your odds are really good. We don't have that many new moon kits in stock. So if you're going to get the new moon kit for February, don't wait until tomorrow because today's the day. I know. So Team SG just put the link up for that. And then we're going to burn our incense. So the masculine incense that we made for you The masculine herbs, and bear with me, I have a little bit of a cold. I'm still recovering. It's been a terrible cold and flu season here in Southern California. The masculine incense is lemongrass, ashwagandha, hawthorn berry, juniper berry, sandalwood, and blessed thistle. And then your feminine incense, and Team SG, I'm going to need some tissue if you wouldn't mind, if you're watching. If you could just bring me in some tissue really quick, I would appreciate it. The feminine incense is rosebud, mugwort, jasmine flower, and white sage. Aren't they beautiful? I like to show you, just in case you don't have the kit, what the actual incense looks like. That's your feminine. And then that, oops, as I spill it, is your masculine. Isn't that beautiful? Rosemary's Burning Nag Champa, which is a great alternative, wonderful alternative. Oh, it's awesome. I know you are going to be flying tonight. There's a lot in there that actually are considered sort of flying herbs or medicinal herbs for deep meditation. So get excited. I'm going to drum for you in just a minute to help you call in directions. Thank you, Hannah. I can tell when the team is sort of scrambling to help me find things. It's like, where's the tissue? Okay. So we're ready. Do you have any questions before we begin? Lovely. Patchouli is wonderful to burn. Sandalwood's amazing. Agar wood, Nathan. I mean, there's never a bad occasion for agar wood. Agar wood is one of the most profoundly powerful incenses that you can burn. So that would be another beautiful option for tonight for sure. Okay, so what I want to tell you, Pam, I wish I could sell this by myself. We only had enough for the kit. I know, but isn't it fun? It's really sexy. By the way, you can put this on your middle toe and wear this as an anklet too, which is kind of fun as an alternative. Okay, I want to briefly tell you a little bit more about elephant medicine because I think it's really important. Let me go back to my notes for just a moment. So elephant is one of the spirit animals that we call upon to help us remember our path, our purpose, our reason for being here in this lifetime. And if you're like me, if you've been fascinated by elephants all your life, because I have, you know, obviously they're symbols of good luck, they're symbols of possibility, but they're also symbols of archiving the record. And I think what we are all here to do is to remember where we came from so that where we go is blessed by that wisdom. I'm going to say that again. I think the purpose for being alive in this lifetime is to remember where we came from so that we carry that wisdom into the places that we are moving and traveling. So tonight's all about that. Tonight is about calling upon elephant medicine. And I'm actually going to call upon elephant in our meditation to guide us toward the lineage. So we're going to ride elephant tonight toward our feminine line and then ride elephant tonight toward the masculine line and let elephant carry us. Elephant is strong medicine. It's powerful, it's protective. You know, elephants are kind and caring and think about the collective, what's best for the community, what's best for the family. And so there's this medicine with elephant around caring for and tending to your family. And not just mother, father, but thinking collectively about everybody who's in your tribe, everybody who's in your line. And that can include friends who've become family. That can include, like we talked about, adoptive parents and so forth. Really beautiful, right? And they are protective of their family. They nurture the family. They support the family. The family is the priority. And I think, you know, coming from Mediterranean culture, which is a large part of my background, where family is the most important thing. I think that's one of the things that challenges me about living in the U.S. and particularly in the Western U.S. Sometimes family isn't the priority. And so culturally, I've had to sort of remind myself that it's okay to put family first. You know, it's okay to think about your loved ones and really focus on them and make sure that they have what they need first before you give your energy and your resources to everybody outside. It's so important to turn inward and take care of the people you love and the people who love you too. And I will tell you, I'm going to tell you tonight, I consider our online community to be part of my family. I consider you to be part of my tribe. And that is why I caretake and steward the work that we do together. You know, I had one of my longtime clients come into the office today. It was the first time I had met her in person. But we've been working together online for years. And it was a moment where I was like, this is elephant medicine. It's really true because I saw her from across the room. And again, we've only been in contact online until today. And we locked eyes and I just welled up with tears because it was like looking at someone I knew so well, someone I saw as a friend, and sometimes as a mother, and sometimes as a child. We've been through a lot. I've seen her through a lot of challenges, and she's seen me through a lot of challenges. And so it was this coming full circle today, and I thought, what a beautiful day for this to happen. When we're talking about family and lineage and connection and recognizing. It was so beautiful, you guys. I'm still teary thinking about it. And we ended up talking about funny things, and even as we were laughing, I kept having to dab my eyes because part of me was like, how special is this? We think of virtual work as being distant and disconnected, but it's not. I mean, if you allow your heart to be open, you can find love in all places. And so I think I want to thank you for always being open and available, not just to me, but to each other. And just to know that love is very much reciprocated from me and from our SG family out to you, as we really do think of you like that. And today, that was just one example of that, of a coming home to a certain extent. So Naomi, if you're watching, it was really beautiful to hold you today and hug you and spend time in your presence and get emotional again. Okay. So I'm going to smudge, as we always must, especially at the moon phases, new moon, full moon, we have to smudge and clear the energy. So I'm going to invite you to call all of your energy into present time, to be here now. That's sweet. It's so true, but you have to be open to it. It's some people have really hard lines that they draw, if you're not blood, you're not family kind of thing. And I have learned the opposite to be true. You don't have to be blood to be family. It's about love, and it's about acceptance, and it's about really being able to see each other and to be authentic, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow yourself to recognize that love comes in many forms. Right? Oh, thank you for that, you guys. You are home. If you allow this place to be a home for you, it can be that. And in the truest, deepest sense. It always happens when I meet people. I'm really lucky because a lot of my clients at some point or another come through LAX, and they'll come to the shop, and so I get to meet a lot of people in person at some point. And every time it never fails, meeting them in person, it's like we've been living next door to each other the whole time. And that's because there's a real transparency and authenticity in the connection that we have that sort of defies space and time. Well, I'm your lifer too, Mary. Look at the love in the feed. Isn't it sweet? It's really true. It's true. It helps you to not be jaded and cynical because, it's like you can't deny the realness of that. Okay, so I want to encourage you just to soften into this moment. Like I said, call your energy into present time. And start to open our container. Jackie, it's okay. Just be here now. You don't have to be prepared. I'll prepare you. Just ask your guides to bring your energy in and to allow you to be fully present for the work that we're about to do together. And so we're going to call in the guardians of the gateways. Calling in our lineage tonight. We're inviting in the mothers and the fathers, even those who are in spirit form now. And you can invite in all of the members of your lineages, material lineages, spiritual lineages. I always like to invite those who are in healed space. We have ancestors who don't cross, who don't heal. And so they have work to do. Eventually they do the work, I find. But I like to work with those who are doing their work, even in the great beyond. So we invite in ancestors, lineage members who are doing their work, who have crossed into healed space, who are able to see clearly now the work of their lifetimes, their work in the spirit world. Spirit guides of the space and the container, I invite you in as well. And be with Show us what we have to begin tonight. Show us the work. Show us where to start. Give us a beginning place. If we're overwhelmed, show us the doorway that has to open. We see you here. Guardians of the Southern Gateway. Guardians of the Fire. Guardians of Transformation and Power. Guardians of Strength. Guardians of Curiosity. Fox Spirit, Snake Spirit. Looking playfully around our lives, excited about the new opportunities 2019 holds. It's all open for you now. Don't get too serious. The Southern Guardians remind you that in your play and in your creativity, in your lovemaking, in your passion, so much comes alive for you. You're more beautiful in the South because you're more authentic, you're fearless here. Guardians of the South, we welcome you into our circle, our ceremony tonight. We see you here. And Guardians of the West, the Water Gateway, the Mother Gateway, the Healing Gateway, and all the creatures of the deep oceans, whale spirit, dolphin spirit. You teach us here in the West how to recover, how to heal a broken heart. We're letting go tonight, Guardians of the West. We're letting go all of the trauma and the heartbreak of 2018. It has no business so it is. Our circle open. Guardian energy is present. And so just imagining, just to complete the process, that out of your left hand, that beam of light circles, comes back to your right hand, to you and your right hand. And once it does, the energy of the circle is being held in your own hands, in your own body, in your own field. I'm glad you enjoyed that. One of the differences in my practice this year is that I'm working with the 7 directions as opposed to the 4, which is a dual plane invocation. So it represents not just the earthly plane, but the planes that are above, below, and then, of course, here in our own heart center in the present time, in 3rd dimension. And so calling in all of those energies to be present with us, it's going to create an even tighter container in the year ahead. And so you're one of the first to receive it, and I'm so glad that you liked it. Actually, no, this is my first drum. My very first drum. Still one of my favorites. It's nice and small, so it allows me to hold it safely and easily during ceremony. So I'm so glad you liked it. It's right, the Super 7, Julie Boiselle. Aren't you cute? It's really true. It is a Super 7. In a more powerful way, honestly, than anything else. All right, so we are here. I want you to take your perfume, whatever you're working with. If you're working with trace, great. If you're working with your own blend tonight, that's okay too. I want you to anoint, and we're anointing at our wrist a little bit for what we do with our hands, a little bit at our third eye for what we know, and a little bit at our ankles for where we go. And that blesses and anoints all of your meridians. Oh, I'm so glad, Christina. Thank you, Jennifer. Well, you know what? It's really amazing what ceremony can do. Like, I've got a cold tonight. I never cancel ceremony when I don't feel good, because you know what happens? Half an hour later, I'm well. I know for sure that I will recover from this cold tonight, and it's because of the circle. So I always tell people, if you're not feeling good, or if you're angry, or if you're sad, or if you're depressed, don't avoid ceremony. That's exactly the time to go into ceremony, because the experience itself will really lift you. I feel better already, honestly, than I did half an hour ago before we started. So aho to that, right? So beautiful. Okay. And then I'm going to light my lineage candle. Oh, without dropping it. Let me try that. There we go. I have a lineage candle at home because I took it home. This new moon kit was one of the ones I've connected with most out of all of them, because I'm constantly doing lineage work. That's what shamanism is doing lineage work. I go into ayahuasca ceremony to do lineage work, but there's lots of ways to do it. We're doing it tonight. And so I've already burned my lineage candle down at home, and that's how much I've burned it in the last 3 weeks, because I have found it such a powerful channel to the ancestors, and so hopefully you're enjoying it too. Okay, so what I want you to do is light your charcoal. If you're going to do the incense portion of the ritual with me, you have your incense. So I want you to light your charcoal. And that looks like this. If you don't work with charcoal, you should. It's a really cool way to burn incense. And all you do is just light it. You put the little indented side up, and you just light it all the way around. And I say it starts to talk back to you. It kind of hisses and spits at you, and that's how you know it's lit. Sometimes it takes a second to really get it going if it's a little stubborn, but you're kind of seeing it in real time. I wanted to do it with you, or I would have lit it before. And then charcoal kind of stays lit for a while. Oh, it's spitting now. Here we go. We're cooking with gas now. Hiss and spit at me. There it goes. Can you kind of see the hiss and spit a little bit? It's crackling at you. Okay. I'm such a double fire sign. I like to make sure it's like extra on fire. And so have that ready, because we're going to sprinkle our masculine and our feminine incense as we go to call in the lineage. Do I put it out afterward, the candle or the incense? The incense, the charcoal actually puts itself out, so you don't have to do too much with that. Cooking with sage, right? This is an antique Chinese press, and it just doubles as a really flippin' cool incense burner. You can find these on eBay and Etsy. It's one of my favorite things. And part of what I love about it is the handle never gets hot, because you know the base of your charcoal burner always gets really, really hot. I swear to God, because I've told people about these, all the ones that were on eBay and Etsy have all sold out. But aren't they cool? It's a Chinese seam press, vintage. I don't think they make them anymore, but I just think it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad you like it. You should go get one. Okay. So have your stones ready. I'm going to work with this stromatolite because part of what I'm working with in my own lineage work is comfort. I'm constantly calling in the comfort of the grandmothers and the grandfathers to stabilize, because my lineage did the same work I do, especially on my father's side. My grandmother and my great-grandmother were the most famous medicine women on the island of Crete, which is below the mainland of Greece. People used to travel by boat for weeks to go and see them. And it's funny because when I started making perfume, eons ago, I started in college. I took a course in aromatherapy with my mom, who was an esthetician at the time, and I became obsessed with aromatherapy, and so I started blending my own perfumes. Dea was the first perfume I ever made. And I made it more than a decade before I started selling it on sagegoddess.com. And so my dad used to tell me that he would start to cry when he saw me blending perfume, because it's what my grandmother used to do. And he said, she used to take rose petals out of the garden and steep them. Excuse me, you guys. She used to take rose petals out of the garden when he was a little boy, and she would warm olive oil on the stove. And then she would put other herbs. He said he didn't remember what she put in there. And she would make these perfumes, but they doubled as healing potions. And then when her clients would come, she would anoint them. And she had certain patterns on their body that she would touch with these oils, and they would be healed. And then she would cup them and do all these other techniques. And so I come from a long lineage, but it was always secret. It was like word of mouth, but they were, also very religious people. And so what they were doing was sort of, to some extent, they saw as cross purposes with their faith. And so they were sort of undercover. And so part of my work in my lifetime, and I'm super clear about it, is to bring all of the kind of hidden work. On my mother's side, it's all these incredible channels and empaths. My mom is an incredible automatic writer and has gifts that would blow your mind. And so I have this lineage on both sides, but again, it was always hidden. It was always kind of like apologized for. And so my work in this lifetime is to bring it forward and to work with and request their support as I take what were their gifts and bring them forward in a really public way. It's a pretty amazing thing. And so I wonder if you're doing some of that. Do you know what I mean? Lupe, I wish I believed it was a throat chakra blockage, but both of my kids had this like upper respiratory infection for 2 weeks before I caught it. I thought I would get away with it, but for them it lasted for a month each. So I'm really hoping. The weather here in Southern California isn't helping, unfortunately. The one chakra blockage I don't have is throat chakra. The one thing I have to work on is not telling everyone my truth every 5 minutes. I really like to be in clean relationships. I'm constantly telling everyone everything. But as a double fire sign, I have to watch that too, because you can overdo it. If you've had that experience, right? No one ever doesn't know what my truth is. People know what my truth is quite clearly. Whether or not they want to hear it and understand it is a different matter. Not my blockage. Sometimes I have a root chakra blockage. To be honest, that's been part of my challenge. But anyway, that's another story for another time. Okay, so I'm going to start with the masculine lineage. Are you ready? Tori's the trailblazer of her family. Isn't that interesting? A lot of you are actually talking about this. It's really interesting that you guys are sort of the truth tellers and the wayseers and the pathfinders and the trailblazers. And you know what I would say to you? Hats off, because if you're doing something unique in your family for the first time, you are brave. You are brave, and I want to just tell you I see you and I support you, because that is not easy. And it could be that maybe you're the first person in your family to have a same-sex relationship. That's a trailblazer, right? Or maybe you're the first in your family to take a different approach to religion, right? That's a trailblazer. Maybe you're the first in your family to go to college or not to go to college. Like, whatever the choices you're making, if they're aligned with your deepest authentic truth, but you're still the first, I just want to say hats off, because that is not easy work to do, and I'm proud of you for doing it. It's really, really true. Okay, so I'm going to start with the masculine line. I want you to close your eyes, roll your shoulders back. I want you to imagine the left hemisphere of your brain. Okay, this is your masculine brain. This is your logical, linear, gotta figure it out side. Okay, and so that left hemisphere descends down the right side of your body. And so this is the masculine line. And so I want you to put a little bit of your masculine incense on your charcoal disc. If you don't have yours, I'm just going to offer a little bit to you so you can experience it as if you're here, as if you have it. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are there and doing the work. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's not easy. It'd be much easier for you just to do what everybody else did and shut up about it. But you're choosing to walk a different path. Aho to you. And so in the smoke of this incense, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to envision elephant coming to greet you in this beautiful state that we have created, this beautiful circle that we've opened. An elephant spirit, we invite you in with such an open heart. We're so glad to have you here as our guiding spirit presence tonight. Isn't it beautiful to feel elephant energy around you? It's like you just feel safe and protected. Talk about root chakra, right? Like you are safe, you are held, you are seen, you are loved. That is all elephant medicine. And so, elephant, we ask that you take us tonight, that you guide us. You might even want to ride your elephant. Take us down the masculine line. Take us first to our father, and then to our grandfather. On the mother side, take us to our grandfather and all the way down on the father side. All of the men in our line, take us all the way down tonight to visit them. Maybe they're still alive, maybe they're in spirit. My father's alive, but the rest of my male line is in spirit. And as you encounter these spirits, I want you to ask them, and elephant, help us communicate with them this evening. What are the gifts that they wish for us to live for them on their behalf? What are we bringing into existence in this lifetime and in this year, in 2019? How can we make them proud? How can we honor what they lived, what they desired, what they attempted to create? Where can we pick up where they left off? And just take a moment to receive that masculine wisdom. You can choose to hold one of your stones or two of your stones to help you integrate this wisdom. All of the stones from your set tonight, that leopard skin jasper, really good stone for integrating ancestral wisdom. And what are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are you sensing here in the male line as you walk that road back in time? Do you notice that some of those men are very much like you, whether you're male or female in this lifetime? Like, I feel such a connection with some of my great-grandfather spirits. I never knew them when they were alive, but I feel such a connection to them in spirit. What wisdom, what influence, what inspiration are they offering you tonight as you move forward on your path and you think about your intention? This first intention of 2019 tonight for achievement. What do they want to tell you about achievement? What do they hope you achieve in the year ahead? I'm keeping my stones in my right hand to honor that masculine lineage. It's really sweet to be in their presence. Isn't it beautiful? Not beautiful. Millie says, I am the guardian. That's right. And tonight's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opportunity if there's forgiveness that needs to happen. Because the new moon's all about releasing, right? You can release that resentment. You can release that frustration tonight. You can release that anger. You can release all of the events of the past. And just send sweet, beautiful blessings and sweet medicine down the whole line tonight if you're willing. So to my fathers, my grandfathers, my great-grandfathers, to the father of my mother, to my own father, and all the way down the line, as far as it goes, to the men in my life who have fathered me in many different ways. And there are quite a few who've really shown up for me to teach me what the beautiful aspects of the divine masculine are. I love men so much, and it's because I have amazing men in my life. So I have learned to love men deeply, and to trust them, and to rest in their power. And so I send sweet blessings and sweet medicine all the way down the line tonight. May all of you rest in beautiful peace, knowing that your lineage honors you, recognizes you, and carries on your traditions, your pathway. And also, as we move in a different direction, that we still continue to honor the work that you did and the beauty that you created in the life that you lived. Amen, aho. And so that is. That feels good, doesn't it? So tonight, Lisa, let it go. This is your chance, Lisa. It really is your chance. If you learned fear, meet that fear with love. If someone else said they learned anger from the masculine. If you learned anger, meet that with tenderness. Because, the people who make us afraid are the ones who most need to feel safe. The people who make us feel angry are the ones who most need to feel our tenderness. It's absolutely the truth. It's hurt people who hurt people. It's not healthy, well-integrated people who hurt people. And so if you can have that compassion, it's like, if they taught you sadness, meet that sadness with happiness and joy in your heart. That's a choice. You don't have to do it, but this is an opportunity for you, right? Okay, and then bringing your energy back to present time, I want you to take a little bit of the feminine incense blend and put it on your charcoal disc. Mine is still nice and hot. So I'm going to offer you some of my feminine blend. I want to put a beautiful rose petal on there to represent divine compassion, which is one of the great lessons I learned from the feminine in my family. Beautiful. Just offering that to you. It got hot for me. And so by the smoke of this beautiful medicine, just receiving for a minute, it feels so good. Smudge your hands in it a little bit. So feeling the right side of your head, right? Letting the energy run down the left side. This is the feminine. And so connecting tonight with mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, and all the way down the line. Opening up that channel and that corridor to create access points for that matrilineal, that mother line. If you didn't have a mother, who showed up for you as a mother, right? I've had my own struggles, but I've still found a way to send sweet blessings of all the things I didn't receive and to appreciate the things that I did receive, which are a lot of beautiful soul gifts from my mother's line. And so, Elephant, guide us here now. Guide us, remind us. Elephant's going to keep you safe through this journey, so you have nothing to fear here. He's only going to take you where you need to go, where you can be safe, where you can feel connected and loved and held. That's what Elephant does for us. And so Elephant, help us to navigate the mother line here. And mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, show us tonight, what medicine for you are we living? What wisdom continues through our experiences, that blood in our veins that is yours? What does it convey? What is it showing us? What is it trying to teach us? And how can we live more deeply into that path? That's beautiful, Ursula. Blessings to you as you do that sacred work, sister. I see you. And so mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers, gosh, we're thankful to you through your challenges and your journeys, through the blessings you lived and also the mistakes that you made. We're trying to learn. We're trying to benefit from that wisdom. We're trying to integrate that wisdom and do honor to your line. We're trying to show up in a way that's more whole, more healed, and more integrated, more full of compassion and more beautiful. Beauty in all ways. Help us, show us what we need to manifest, what we need to achieve in 2019 to really live fully into your lineage and to do honor and justice to the gifts of your line. And also, mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers see us in our humility tonight, that we're doing the best we can. We may not be as good of a mother or as good of a grandmother as you were, but we're doing absolutely everything we can. And in the places where we still need to grow and develop, nurture us, show us, teach us how to be better mothers, better grandmothers, how to show up as mother for those who need us, who are not our children. Help us to show that same divine compassion to our partners and to everyone in our life who needs the softness that only we can provide. Teach us the way. And then any stones that you want to work with to sort of anchor this energy, holding them in your left hand. And we send sweet blessings and sweet medicine down the mother line tonight, down the matrilineal, helping all mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and all the way down the line to heal, to move into healed space if needed, and to know that we are here actively living their legacy with faith and with compassion and with trust. Amen, aho. And so it is. Teach us the way, grandmothers. Okay, so now this is the moment. You've just gotten some insight, right? You've gotten some wisdom down the one line, down the other line. Here the question becomes, and I want you to really close your eyes and focus here. I want you to set an intention right this very minute for achievement in 2019. And I want you to let it be informed by everything that you have gathered from those beautiful spirits who came into this meditation tonight to greet you. Using what you've seen, using what you've experienced tonight, using all the guidance that you have received over the past year, all the lessons you learned in 2018, what is your intention tonight for achievement? What do you intend to achieve before the end of this year? This new moon in Capricorn, this is the one you got, and you better use it. So, what is that intention? And you can say it out loud, you can write it down, you can just keep it quietly to yourself. You don't have to communicate it in the feed. You certainly can, and we'll hold the space for you as well. But what is your achievement goal in 2019? You feeling it? I set mine. You know, and one of the things you can intend tonight is that you achieve with ease, that you achieve with grace, that you achieve with beauty, that you achieve with joy. Not only that you achieve, but that you would achieve in a way that nourishes your soul. We've been conditioned that work has to be hard or it's not good. Let me reassure you, that's not the wisdom of spirit. That is not. So, great spirit. As I sit here with my beloved community, and I truly do, I see each of you in the feed, and I just send you so much love tonight. I really see you and I love you. I set the intention tonight that every single person, beyond what they're intending for themselves, and may their intention come to pass in perfect time and in alignment with their highest good and the highest good of the collective. But I also set the intention tonight for all of us, you and me, that we achieve in 2019 with ease, with grace, with joy, with passion, with purpose, with laughter. What else? With alignment, with beauty, with community. I set the intention that we achieve in a way that nourishes not just you and me, but everybody, that everyone grows, that everyone prospers, that everyone gains from our individual and our collective achievements. I pray that this entire planet gets lifted up on these wings tonight, and that everything unfolds easily, in a fluid way, effortlessly. It's one of my favorite words, effortlessly, for you this year. And that you get good, clear, and direct guidance about what to do, where to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. And that all of that reinforces your faith that you are divinely guided and supported in every moment. And together we say, on this first new moon of this 3-year, which is a powerful year for expansion, right? Amen, aho. And so it is. And with that blessing, it is done. It is done, it is done, it is done. We receive, we receive, we receive. We allow, we allow, we allow. We surrender, we surrender, we surrender. We are grateful. We are grateful, we are grateful. And we are listening. We are listening, we are listening. Amen, aho. So good, isn't it? I mean, for a serious new moon, Capricorn's like not messing around, right? But if there's still like a lightness to the energy if you allow it. There's a beauty to the energy that is sweet. And then you hardly used any of your incense tonight. So this will last you probably the whole year. So continue to use that incense. Anytime you want to connect with the fathers, the grandfathers, the great-grandfathers, anytime you want to connect with the mothers, the grandmothers, the great-grandmothers, just burn that incense. And let it bring you back to that beautiful moment. Isn't it fun? If you're new to New Moon Ritual, was anybody new tonight? A lot of you are familiar faces and, familiar names, but I know your faces too. But if anybody was new tonight, I hope you really enjoyed the experience. And I hope you'll stay with us this year because this is the work that we do. And we love each other through it in a really powerful way. Dawn's like, I'm old. Look at how many people are new. It's so beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You won't be new for long. Not with this crew. Guardians of the lower world, thank you for anchoring us in the space tonight. Thank you for helping connect us to the ancestral line, the bones and the wisdom of the crystal people, and release you from the circle. Guardians of the middle world, Kai Pacha, the heart space, thank you for connecting us to this moment, to our own heart and our own deepest knowing. We release you from the circle. Guardians of the upper world, the angelic realms, the star gateways, thank you for connecting us to a much broader sense of wisdom, past, present, future, and helping us integrate all of that knowing. We release you from the circle. Guardians of the north, ancestors, source avatars, ascended masters, master teachers. We thank you for the wisdom that you brought to the circle, the guidance that you will bring us all year long as we seek to live into and dream into our goals. We release you from the circle. Guardians of the west, the water gateway, mother gateway, thank you for helping us clear through some old emotions tonight to make space for the blessings that are arriving already in 2019. We release you from the circle. Guardians of the South, Fire Gateway, Guardians of Transformation, thank you for helping us be brave as we shift and transform and become something and someone new this year. Help to keep us brave as change comes. Release you from the circle with love and gratitude. And then Guardians of the Eastern Gateway, help us to embrace this new beginning at this new moon. Help us to see all of the beautiful and divine possibility that exists before us and help us to embrace it with a lightness of spirit and a little bit of joy in our heart. We release you from the circle as well. I kind of don't want it to be over. I was really enjoying this. And I feel better, so now I definitely don't want you to go. I'm like, wait a minute. With that, our ceremony is complete. So good to see you guys tonight. Right? I know, it's always that way. I mean, I love ceremony so much, and this is why. Is it time to drum? Maybe I will for a few minutes. Maybe I'll drum you out. So I want to remind you, the New Moon Kit for February is in the shop. It's 15% off with code CHAKRA15. You get a free root chakra perfume with it automatically, but that's only for today. And then if you buy your kit tonight, you get entered to win this $300 manifestation box that I put together for you with all of this magic. But this is only until midnight tonight. So Team SG will put the link up for you. It's the zebra kit, because because we're going to become untamable next month under that Aquarius new moon. We're going to be embracing your authentic self in 2019. So that kit is available for you. The root chakra perfume is orange zest, blood orange, and musk. And it's sexy as hell. Plus it's a prosperity blend because orange zest and blood orange are prosperity oils. So it sort of doubles as a prosperity blend. But it's very grounding after ceremony. It's my choice. It's my favorite perfume to put on after ceremony because it brings me back in my body. When I'm in ceremonial mode, I'm sort of out there. And after ceremony, like if you're going to drive a car, you kind of got to come back in your body a little bit. Okay. Woo! So just a couple of minutes of drumming us down, bringing us back into our body now. Thank you, ancestor spirits who attended us tonight. We are honored to be in your line. If there is old energy between us that doesn't serve us, we can choose to let that go tonight, to set that down. And we send sweet blessings down the line tonight for all your struggles and all your pain and all your heartache. Across that rainbow bridge, we hope that you have found deep peace. And we thank you for the lessons that you taught us, the wisdom that you continue to share with us. In many ways, we are like you and not like you. And we ask that you continue to walk with us. Soften the hearts of our families today. Those of us who experience challenges today in the family line, we ask that ancestors bless us. Soften the hearts of those who need to be softened. Help us to be in good and clean relationship with those who are alive today. And then it feels really right. Feels really right to send blessings to the next generation, to our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. I think of them so often, my grandchildren. I've already met their spirits in journey. So beautiful. I love you so much, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, all the way down the line. One day I hope you look back and feel a sense of pride. And I hope you feel my presence one day guiding you when I become the ancestor. I hope that the work that all of us are doing now creates a planet that's safe for you, that can nourish you and nourish yours. It's a good home for you. Grandchildren spirits, great-grandchildren spirits, great-great-grandchildren spirits, and all the future generations, guide us as well. Show us how to caretake this planet so that we leave you something beautiful behind. Show us where we need to grow and develop to be worthy of the memories that you will one day have. Know that we send you medicine from here, the medicine of what we know, the medicine of what we create, the medicine of what we believe, what we trust. Yahoo. Love, love, love. Thank you, everybody, with so much love from my heart to yours. What a beautiful ancestral ceremony. It wouldn't have been nearly as beautiful without you. Cheers. I'll see you soon. Happy birthday, Jessica. We love you. Thank you for spending part of your birthday with me, girl. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon.